Hey YouTube, Zendikari Animist here, and I'm bringing you the deck tech for my core themed deck so that I ran in some pauper games recently. So the deck was initially built because I wanted to use this card and this card because they're both core creatures, and I like the core a lot, like Nahiri. So that was the initial point of the deck, was mainly just to run these guys. So he's a vanilla warrior, he's just fine. But because Expedition Healer requires you to have a cleric, I ran a bunch of other clerics like Impassioned Orator and Soul Warden. I actually only have 2 Soul Warden currently, so I ran 2 Soulmender as well, and some Anointed Choristers. Um, Other cards I ran some Utility Knife because I want some equipment in the deck, and Farsight Adept for a little bit more draw power and some beatdown. And then I ran Nahiri's Binding because Nahiri, and Feat of Resistance to give protection and late game evasion. So that was the main deck. In the side deck, I ran 4 Light of Hope for against more aggressive decks. Disenchant to deal with enchantments and artifacts, though Light of Hope also does a better job dealing with enchantments. Flicker of Fate for more protection because I can bounce flicker one of my creatures if they target it with removal. Blessed Light and Bojuka Bog to exile problematic creatures and recursion effects. So that was the deck. And it was meant to be a very aggressive deck, play really fast, like go turn 1 Chorister, turn 2 Sell-Sword, and just beat face that way. But if you saw the games, that only happened in one of the games I played, and the other games really proved to be, well, proved to be a much more grindy life gain deck than I had initially anticipated, where I would create these big board stalls and just gain insane amounts of life. And that obviously was not how I envisioned the deck. And it got me thinking, though, about another deck I might build, which is what I'm planning on doing next, and why I'm actually ending this league run early so I can start working on this other deck, which is going to be a life gain control deck where instead of controlling the board, I just keep my life total so high that my opponent can never kill me, is the idea I have for my next deck, which I'm going to try. And that's going to be a very interesting deck. It's not going to be as much of a core deck, though I probably will still run Expedition Healer because it's going to be cleric themed. That's what I'm doing next. So I'm ending this league a little early because I want to try a more life gain grindy deck, and we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned for that.